Hey guys, I've maxed out my dual level, and I meant to stream it, but oh well, happens. Anyways, I finished with Kishtira, and Kish Kishtira, honestly, not that super impressive, but what is interesting is that this Nightmare Corruptor Iblee tech got a lot more mileage than expected. And there's so many reasons for that, but I'll just go ahead and show you guys. So, can't show you my opponent's list. I would have liked to see it myself, but oh wait, how many games did I just win in a row there? 5, 7. Well, there's a bit of an unlucky loss streak there, so deserved. Well, whatever. So, let's show off the final one. So, here I open good enough. So, here we'll just special summon Fenrir. In defense, normal summon Iblee, blink off Iblee for Almiraj. Nightmare Corruptor in defense. I will now add Riseheart. And we'll just simply make Shangri-La. Yeah. And then I believe we summon... I don't know, Fenrir or Unicorn, it doesn't really matter. Okay. And then my opponent here sets 2 and then goes battle. But if you were unaware, 0 attack monsters cannot crash. Even if they're both in attack position. That's simply how Yu-Gi-Oh works. If you have a wet noodle and another wet noodle, it, doesn't do damage. If they had at least 1 attack point, they would crash. That's just how Yu-Gi-Oh works. So, moving on. My opponent can do nothing here. And then Dharma Cannon. Sadly, I'm forced to send away Almiraj. But anyways, here we'll flip Fenrir over. We have Birth, normal summon here. And then we activate Theosis. Imperm here, now being activated on my Riseheart. And we have Theosis in the graveyard now. Activate Ogre. Go battle with Shangri-La. Make a Riseheart with my 3 caches here. And we'll do this. And just to try to get rid of their out, I guess. Which, right now, I'm pretty sure the only out they could possibly have in their deck, surprisingly, is, well, Cyframe Driver. Believe it or not. So, let's say, for example, my opponent does have a Link 2 they can make. So, before, they might have been able to do that, but whatever. So, they would have to normal summon someone and then link it off. So, whatever they normal summon, you only get 1 normal summon per turn. So, whatever you normal summon, I'm just going to banish it off of a Riseheart and just hope for the best. You simply do not have triple tactics talent. Not that that would allow you to do that much if you don't have a Link 2, as it happens. But anyways, a Riseheart banish the normal summon, and then everything else is in defense position, so you can't crash into it. Shangri-La, once again, 0 attack, you can't crash into this. And that's kind of where we're at now. So, that's great. Oh, so if you do have Cyframe Driver, though, and you normal summon Driver, I just can't stop that. So, if you were to activate, like, technically Super Poly with 2 Darks on the field, I can't stop that either, as it happens. It would have been fine, like, last turn, because I had no Dark Monsters or anything that's, like, Super Polyable with Iblee. So, that's just sort of a funny coincidence, I suppose. So, not super easy to out, but if I do have a Riseheart, for example, Forbidden Droplet no longer works because you cannot send Iblee to the graveyard for Droplet effect. And, yeah, my opponent's just going to scoop it up, like, right about now, I think, right? Yeah. So this deck, insanely versatile. In, like, how many in terms of like how many different effects and stuff this actually stops. So, of course, this is the list I have currently. There are small adjustments I would make, like Big Bang. Honestly, not that useful of a card. Like pretty mid. Like I guess it's kind of useful. Like once you really get the ball rolling on maybe like turn 5, but I don't want my duels to last turn 5. You know that's how it is, I suppose. So I do have Big Bang now. Don't really want to run it. If I had a third copy of Theosis, I guess I would play that, but whatever. It's fine. If I had a third copy of Arise Heart, I might play that also. And this Natis, it gets more mileage than you think. That, like, it's really dumb, but here's a nuclear option, you know? So after you do Zeus and then you set a card, your opponent might just randomly open a Duster or something. They Duster your back row, attach Natis to Zeus. Yeah. That's a thing. Once per turn, if another card or cards you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can attach one card from your hand, deck, or extra deck to this card as material. And this just says, if this card is sent to the graveyard, doesn't really care how, then destroy a card. So, cool. Target card, destroy it, boom. And technically, I guess if you did prosp with this, you could attach this onto a Rysar, and this is just kind of a nuclear option, you know? And it can work out. I don't know in what like context that this would be super useful, but I just find this interaction just funny, at the very least. So, also notable is Gamma being very good. You can Gamma to stop your opponent from activating whatever, like Ash Blossom, Maxi. Those two are the most notable ones, I guess. So if I were playing Planet Pathfinder, for example, normal summon, activate Planet Pathfinder. Opponent activates Ash Blossom or Maxi at this stage, like after I activate Wraiths off, whatever. Gamma. A lot of people are playing around Gamma for some reason, but maybe that's just because I was playing against Giga tryhards. Who knows? Like, they would see me like add Unicorn and still wait for me to special Unicorn after activating Wraiths off. Add Unicorn. So, possible to play around Gamma, but if I go second and Gamma you, how do you play around that? You don't. You just take the L, I guess. It just hurts to get Gammaed, like, in general. It's like if your opponent had a, well, Baron on your first turn. That's kind of how it would feel. But honestly, this is not once per turn, so if you don't, like, fully remove my access to Gamma, like, if you were just to Ash my Gamma, I will Gamma you again, and again, and again, till it works, you know? And you'll just have to keep activating stuff, right? Kind of like until well, Gamma resolves, I guess. And then of course Ascendant of Thunder was sometimes nice. It was kind of situational, but maybe I'm thinking of bumping up Ascendant of Thunder or throwing in Small World. With Gamma, I can actually bridge from anywhere into Iblee as well. So I simply want to open like either Fenrir, Unicorn, and then like whatever else, and then I can bridge this into Iblee pretty easily. So I can do, for example, banish Ash Blossom Joy Spring, I believe, right? Can I? Into something else. Does this go into anything? 2100. Oh, this goes into Unicorn. So, banish Ash, banish Rise Heart, add Unicorn, and then there's also, let's see, banish, pretty much any Kashtira aside from Rysart, so we can do Ogre for example. Banish Ogre, banish Gamma, add Iblee. Like, this just works fairly well. And then for this, there's nothing really good here, I guess. But, I mean, banish Ascendant of Thunder, banish Gamma, Corruptor Iblee, and then this can go into Iblee actually, so banish Rysart, banish Ash Blossom, add Iblee. That also works. So, a lot of ways into Iblee with Small World, surprisingly. I don't know, but like Gamma just happens to bridge like everything. So, that's cool, I guess. So, yeah. Iblee, completely oppressive and just super brutal to go against. So, Kaijus, you can no longer Kaiju me, right? Kaiju is no longer an option. Well, unless you tribute summon one, I guess, or something dumb. But I mean, you would have to normal summon twice to tribute summon a Kaiju. Interesting. And then, I guess, there are decks that aren't super affected by Iblee, but like, just for example, let's say your opponent is on Labyrinth. Cool. This can no longer resolve. Can't activate this. Effect to special summon off of this. That doesn't activate. You can't special summon this. Effect to special summon off of this. This does not work either. So, yeah. Pretty solid in that regard. You're welcome, you're big welcome. They cannot resolve against me anymore. And that's pretty useful in general. So, that doesn't work anymore. Kashtira. So, let's just look in my list, for example. Let's say I didn't play Iblee. What would I play instead of this? Maybe like triple tactics and then 2 thrust or something. Well, that would be okay, I guess. So let's assume that maybe I'm playing actually a tech card for me to add off of like thrust instead. Like, I don't know, maybe slump or something. So let's assume that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 normal summons. So if I open Iblee, I'll draw one more. Okay, draw one more. And I happen to have the out to Iblee here. Driver. So actually this is number 7. This actually outs it. But issue, after I normal summon Driver, I cannot play the game. Yeah. I guess that's cool. This hand, we have the out here. We can normal summon Rysart or Ash Blossom Joyous Spring for Donner. And then I guess that works. Just coincidentally that this is a hand that can play through it. And then this hand, normal summon Ash Blossom Joyous Spring. We also can normal summon Rysart here. Crazy how we're randomly opening the cards we need to add this. So this adds Rysart. This is a normal summon. This can add Rysart as well. So that works. This is not going to count. So with a hand like this, that you literally cannot play. All you can do is like set imperm. And that's about it, I guess, for what your opponent can do. And of course, if I don't feel like committing into like anything my opponent sets, I can just set Dark Arm Dragon as well as special summon a Rysart and just snipe the back row and then loop Rysart. Or I can loop Tearlament's Kashtira. Either one works. So how I basically would do that is we can use Kashtira Rysart effect to banish Tearlament's Kashtira, attach Tearlament's Kashtira, and then it'll slowly loop Tearlament's Kashtira. And we can summon it back with like prep. And then for Rysart, we'll probably use the effect of Birth. And we can also make it into like Dark Arm Dragon to start taking crack shots at our opponent's back row. And I mean, it gets the job done, you know, so nothing to really complain about here. But yeah, the big thing about Iblee is that it isn't a one card combo though, and you need to open like fairly decent for Iblee to gain the max mileage. So right here, the same, insane. I'll just special summon Unicorn. Normal summon Iblee. Link off Iblee for Almirage. And then you can't crash into this. I should really summon the Unicorn in defense like all the time, but like sometimes I'm tired and not paying attention, and I sometimes summon it into attack, but at that point it's like, did my opponent open Ash Blossom Juice Spring? Maybe. And usually I have a copy of Rise Heart as well, so I can't be impermed after I summon Iblee to my opponent's field, so that's pretty chillin'. And then let's see, next here we have this. So this hand, nothing. So let's look for another Iblee hand. Anything, Yoada? Oh, I missed that one. And Iblee hand. Okay, this one is completely insane. So activate Pressure Planet, rates off. If Ash Gamma, if Maxi, I can also Gamma that. So best play here is if I get Ash, honestly, I should wait since I have Theosis, so I can just special summon Ogre and then special summon Copy of Fenrir, Rise Heart, and that'll be fine. I can special summon Unicorn for Era as well, technically. But that's not a super good line to go here, but yeah. In general, completely insane hand. If Gamma triggers, of course, I'll just make Omega, loop an extra card out of my opponent's hand, and we're just absolutely chilling. And then here, just a typical hand, whatever. And then here, this gets the job done. Does it? No, it doesn't. This hand is sad. So we have Birth, Rise Heart. So we can either try doing a small like cash line, or we can try for the Iblee line here. Unfortunate that we didn't open a level 7 cash in this hand. So it is what it is. So this hand. Oh, with Sacred Sword of 7 stars, there's actually a combo called Special Summon Unicorn, and then here I can add either Shangri, not Shangri. I can add Birth here, or I can add Theosis, and then we'll be able to continue, I guess, with whatever we're doing. So we'll Special Summon Unicorn, and then we'll activate Unicorn effect, add whatever. Activate Sacred Sword of 7 stars on Unicorn, banish Unicorn, draw 2. And if I drew Iblee here, we're just perfectly fine. We have reinforcement of the army. If we draw another cash, that's also good. So Sacred Sword of 7 stars, honestly, better than you might think. So here, we have Unicorn, and we have Iblee. So just normal summon Iblee and special summon Unicorn again, and then you can do whatever Unicorn line fits your boat. Just summon everything in defense position, and then you cannot be Kaiju, you cannot be level golemed, and your opponent cannot special summon anything. And I guess you can't be Kurakara Div Incarnated. So this goes surprisingly hard. And you kind of have to open what you need though, I guess, so whatever. Let's just run Small World for a second. Let's see. Let's go replace this, and I want to keep this copy of crap actually. So let's throw in 3 copies of Small World now and test hands. Okay. So, interestingly though, I didn't think about this aspect, but with Small Worlds, I can technically banish any monster from my main deck, and then it'll be attachable onto Kishtira or Rise Heart. That's just the thing. So here, this is actually insane. So what we can do is activate Small World, banish Iblee, banish Gamma. Wait, that has too much in common. We have to banish driver, unfortunately. I guess. Didn't notice, right? Or we can actually do something else, right? Is there anything else we can banish here? No, we have to banish driver specifically. We can't banish Gamma now that I'm looking at it. Because Iblee's a level 2, and that has too much in common with Gamma. So that's unfortunate that I didn't notice that until now, but whatever. The important thing is we noticed it all. So if we get Ashed here or Maxed on this, like maybe our opponent thinks that this will work, but if we do that, then I guess we have to do Ascendant of Thunder, which isn't as good. So instead, what we can do is Psyframe Gear Gamma, and then from Psyframe Gear Gamma, what can we banish here? 2100, 1000, 2100, 2700. So if we banish Gamma, we'd have to still... Well, we can't banish this. We can banish any of these guys. But that doesn't actually go into anything. We actually need one more bridge, I think. Not 100% sure what that should be. But I think Fog King would do it. Actually, yeah, Fog King would do it. But I don't want to contest normal summon too hard. But if it's just like as a small world bridge, that is fine. So one of Fog King, throw it in. Yeah, that should balance everything out. This is water, so it has nothing in common with anything we want to search. So yeah, the hand would be fixed now. Looking for small world hand? Ah, this is fine. We don't have to activate small world here. We can if we want. We can just cycle like completely. Go like, just get a Garnet out of our deck. Why not? So like, banish Iblee, I guess, and then Fog King actually has too much in common with Iblee. Oh, didn't think about this. I guess is 0 attack and 0 defense. Too much in common with Iblee. Damn. Wait. That doesn't bridge well enough. We would need a better bridge than Fog King, actually. Well, I mean, we'll figure it out, I guess, but whatever. That hand worked its wonders, so whatever. So here we can banish Rise Heart, though. So we can go banish Rise Heart, and then... What does Rise Heart go into again? Iblee. Anything else we can do? We can go into Gamma, I think, right? No. Wait, this is 0 attack. So we can go this, into this. You know what? That's not as bad as it would seem. Rise Heart just doesn't bridge well into things with small worlds unless I throw something in, I guess. But if we do banish Ash Blossom Joe Spring, we can then go into Iblee or Scareclaw Kishtira, I guess. And then Scareclaw Kishtira goes into other stuff. Like, in this case, we'll be able to banish our Rise Heart in hand anyways. And then we have Birth. So, not as bad as it would seem, actually. Well, actually, in fact, we wouldn't need to do that. The best line, I think, is just normal summon Scare Cash, and then special summon Rise Heart, and then we can Birth for, like, Unicorn or something that we banish off of Rise Heart. Seems fine to me. Small World here. We can banish Tier Limits Kishtira, because it simply does not matter. Because my opponent will not be able to, well, I mean, not my opponent. My Rise Heart would be able to unbanish my Tier Limits Kishtira. So, they'll be chillin'. So, just simply go banish Tier Cash, banish Gamma, adding Unicorn. So, yeah, that's pretty versatile, and then we can do, like, special summon. special summoning Unicorn, normal summon Iblee, and then that's fine. We also have infinite impermanence in case something goes wrong, I guess. So that's chill. And then here, we can do the same thing, but I think I'd prefer Banish Ogre here. So here, nothing special. Any other small world hands here? Let's see. Here we can do Banish Ash Blossom Geospring, and then this is a Cyber, so what can I banish? Ash Blossom Geospring, banishing something else. So I can't go into Iblee here, right? We can go grab Gamma, but that's not really what we want to be doing. So I'm learning that I need to throw in like pretty good nasty bridge, right? Oh, I found the nasty bridge. It's Scare Cash. Ah, there we go. So this has nothing else in common with Ash Blossom Geospring. So banish Scareclaw Kishdura, and then we can add Nightmare Cryptor Iblee. There we go. Yeah, that works. So Scare Cash is actually better than expected. It does more than you would think. So nothing super good to go off of Rise Heart though, unfortunately. We can add Iblee off of it, but we can't go into Unicorn, I don't think, right? Unless we had a Fire Psychic in the main deck. Well, sadly, that does not exist. So, yeah. I guess Wind Warrior would work. Or just, like, some Psychic monster that I can banish after Rise Heart. I don't think there is one that I can think of off the top of my head that I would play with this. Yeah, whatever. So here, just solid hand in general. Like, what? These hands are just getting better in general. It's kind of crazy. So here, we can banish Gamma, and then from Gamma, where do we go? Can we actually get to Unicorn from Gamma? I don't think we can, but I mean, we could banish Iblee and almost get there. These are level 7 psychics, all of them, so they don't bridge into each other. So, let's see. Iblee, Rise Heart, Gamma. So, Gamma, Ogre, Iblee. Gamma, Iblee, Scare Cash. So, still a bit problematic on some of these. If we had, let's see, Effect Veiler would not work. Effect Veiler has too much in common with Gamma. What we want to do is bridge some hand traps, I guess, into Unicorn. So, is there a 0/0 Psychic hand trap? Unfortunately, I don't think so. Maybe a light Psychic monster we can run that's like somewhat reasonable. Or just another Psychic in general that's lower level. Oh, wait. There is one. But it's too much in common with Gamma as it happens, but it does not have enough in common with Iblee as it happens. But ideally we do want to banish probably Gamma and just have the Ash Blossom for the next turn. So if we banish Gamma, I guess, the next card we banish, could it be Ghost Ogre? No. Well, I mean, I'll figure out the small world bridges another day, but like in theory, if I could go banish like Gamma here, so we could test our opponent, see if they have anything, and we still have Ash for Maxi, and that's just chilling in case they like wait for the Gamma. Anyways, so banish Gamma, and then we can grab Unicorn, Iblee, yada yada. we'd be chilling. Actually, Cyber Driver. Could we banish Driver? I guess we could banish Driver. Or Gamo. Actually, we can't do this specifically. So, gotta work on the bridges a bit more, I suppose. But in general, it still works fairly well. It just needs some fine-tuning, I suppose. So, yeah. I think that's just about everything. I don't know, I'm just thinking, and it's like, should I have tried Forbidden Lance? I don't think Forbidden Lance is super crazy. I'm not crazy about it. Well, whatever. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.